is Carol Creese, and I am a line cook at Colonial Country Club. When I was bouncing between different career paths, it was my mom who encouraged me to go to culinary school. When choosing where to go for culinary school, I was in the transitional period of moving from New Mexico to Texas. I wanted to still be able to live at home, and so after doing lots of research on a bunch of schools, I found that the Culinary School of Fort Worth was the right fit for me.
My name is Cynthia Romstadt, and I'm the executive chef at Colonial Country Club. I chose to work with the Culinary School of Fort Worth because our values align with having a hands-on approach to cooking, also allowing a safe space for students to be able to make mistakes, on-the-job training, and help them gain their confidence in the kitchen. It's been a great experience. I actually have 5 full-time employees from the program, from the externships.
The externship really opened the door for me into my career, and it allowed me to keep learning more and more as the days went on. And even now, outside of my externship, I'm still learning every single day that I'm here.
So the role of an extern here is kind of on a case-by-case basis. It's really about what positions we have available and how much experience or what experience they're looking for. If they're looking for pastry experience, we try to give them as much of that as possible. If they're more into savory, we try to rotate them throughout different kitchens. So they'll work a period of time in the banquet kitchen, they'll see a little bit of upscale dining, and they'll see some of the fast casual dining as well. But it's really kind of based on what positions I have available and how much experience they have and what they're looking to experience while they're here.
The most valuable thing that I learned at the Culinary School of Fort Worth was that it takes time. It takes time to get better. It takes time to grow. Looking back on my platings from 3 years ago when I was in school to now, it's like night and day. Is a lot of growth, and looking at my knife skills from day 1 to day 675, I can see a lot of growth personally. Learning at the Culinary School of Fort Worth prepared me in one of my most valuable skills, which is knife skills. That is one of the things that I take pride in. So with the competition, I did ask my chef if I could take on all the knife skills for the competition. It is very tedious doing all the small brunoise and making sure that they look uniform and precise. I also competed in the Knife Skills competition at the Culinary School of Fort Worth, sponsored by Z Willing, and I did win that one. So I did get a scholarship from that as well. Competing at the U.S Culinary Open was a riveting experience, getting to meet all the wonderful chefs that were there and seeing them work in the kitchens and seeing their dishes. I learned a lot from each chef.
Competing at the U.S Culinary Open was an immersive experience that really elevated me to work with top-tier chefs and innovative technology.
The most dish that I was proud of at our competition was our salmon tartare dish. We had a vision for it, and it took about 5 tries to get there, but when we finally did, it looked amazing. Me and chef are not big on raw salmon, but I could eat this dish every day because it tastes so good, and the textures were just perfectly balanced with each other, and the sweet and the salty with the spicy. It was just very pleasing for the palate.
The real-world experience that students can gain from competitions and externships kind of bridges the gap between the education and the expectations of working in a fast-paced work environment. It helps them to adapt to that environment that they're going to have to be used to in order to succeed.
I recommend the Culinary School of Fort Worth because each person, a part of the staff, wants you to succeed and wants to see you succeed. So they will help you in any way that they can for you to get there.
For students entering into the culinary industry, I advise them to recognize their passions and know that this is more than a career, this is also a lifestyle, and it's very helpful to have a relentless drive. Really, you want to eat, sleep, and breathe food 24/7, 365, just to keep your passion alive. That's really what this job requires.